Happy Tuesday. So the workout and the ride went well yesterday. Went a little lighter on the deadlifts just because, well, I didn't go lighter, I just went less reps. I didn't go for 6 reps, I just went for 3 reps each set just because I want to ease back into it. I felt a little funny pinch in my back when I was doing conventionals on Saturday, so I didn't want to take any chances and affect my ride. I was able to get in just a few straight shots yesterday while riding. Nothing too aggressive, just because I want to try and get 3 days in this week of riding and lifting. I just don't want to overdo it. I'm gonna have to really cut back on the volume with this change in the carb volume that I'm taking in per week. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna play it by ear, or just, toy around with it, and we'll see what happens. But I have back tomorrow. Oh, and I did make a change to the leg workout. Dips are going really well, so I had a hypertrophy dip, 3 sets of hypertrophy dips that I was doing the last several months. I'm tossing those and going with the OHP just because I want a little bit more shoulder development. Overhead pressing has, back in the day, overhead pressing wasn't one of my stronger lifts, so I'm thinking that I can really grow with that, and I'm looking to work that up to 225 over probably the next year. So we'll see. I'll go back to the dips when I feel like it's useful, but right now I'm doing dips heavy on Saturdays, and that's moving up consistently, so I really don't see any problem or any reason to keep pushing 2 days a week in that movement. It's just more important to go overhead for me. So what I want to talk quickly about today is, and I've touched on this before, but I'm going to touch on it again because it's so important. You have got to track your calories and your macros, and not only because of caloric intake and macronutrient intake and balancing those, but because once you start tracking, then you have the data, as I've said before, to build your meal plans. And it doesn't take as much effort on a daily basis to get your meal plan set up. You can even set it up weeks in advance, once you get your understanding of what you're eating, and you can see all the numbers in front of you, and your mind is connected to that data that's on that sheet or in that Excel program, or however you're tracking your calories. I recommend personally writing it all down. I know it takes longer than Excel, but I just suggest writing it all down, just like I suggest writing down your goals physically. I do have a goal list that I write down, that I do general entries on the computer. But at the same time, it's important that we physically write that stuff down, just because I don't know what it is about the hand and the brain. I don't know, but for me, that's always worked better. So, write down the macros, write down the calories physically. I know that it's stressful, but I'm telling you, over a course of time, things just start to connect, and you start to see, oh, well, I had those bananas that day, it was this much. Okay, I'll just, I don't have to go and search for the calories anymore. I'll just go back in my meal plan, grab that, put it here. I had this much protein powder that day. This is the calories for it. Take that, grab that from your old data, put it here. I had lettuce, tomatoes, onion, and mushrooms in my salad. I had this much. Take this, put it here. It gets easy. It gets easier, but the thing is, you have to put in the work to to get familiar with all of these things that you're eating, and the calories and the macros, and then you have to see how you feel eating this stuff. Was this type of eating, was it satiating? Was it keeping you full for more hours throughout the day? Is eating this way easier to hit your calories per day? Is this way of eating a better way of dealing with the hunger that you may have after exercising or lifting weights heavy? on certain days throughout the week. You know, how do I have to structure my eating through the week with my patterns of hunger based on my, you know, expenditures in the gym, or, you know, riding your freeboard, or doing jiu-jitsu, or jogging, or, you know, training for a marathon, or powerlifting. You know, all this stuff takes, you know, the data, and it takes connecting your mind, you know, to, you know, to that data, and building that strategy, you know, for your body. You know, which is what I always talk about. You know, you have to find what works for you. You can't adopt everyone else's ideas and think that, oh, they build this meal plan for me, I'll be stick to this meal plan. Don't work that way. You got to build your own meal plan. Intelligence and application to, and commitment to writing everything down and thinking, critical thinking, is what will get you to your meal plan, your ideal meal plan for your lifestyle. That you don't need to go pay someone to build you a meal plan. Can that help? Can that circumvent? Yeah, but the thing is that going to be something that's going to be sustainable for you long term? You deal with all these fluctuations in, you know, your feelings, your behavior, training level. You change, just like me. I'm changing my workout. Things change. I may get more hungry now that I'm, you know, doing OHP instead of dips, because it's not doing it as many times per week isn't as familiar to my body. So give it some thought. The ideas, I'll keep pumping them out. Hopefully the ones that I've been talking about are helping, and happy Tuesday.